Hollow Knight is without a doubt one of my favorite indie games. During the pandemic, with no clear idea of what to play, I was introduced to this game, and what an incredible experience it was. The game begins with our character thrown into a stranger world, and both he and you, the player, are left feeling lost, trying to figure out where they are and what is happening around them. After exploring the first area and facing some enemies, the character arrives at a small village called Dirtmouth. This seamless desert place has only one resident, and as you enter this area, one of the best tracks from the game's soundtrack begins to play, enhancing the nostalgic and melancholic atmosphere. Talking to the lonely resident, Elder Bug, he gives a glimpse of the setting, revealing that beneath the village lies a ruined kingdom, once thriving place that now draws adventurers in search of wealth and glory. People who never return once they enter those mysterious caves. Hollow Knight makes us feel like the character himself, lost and with no clue where to go. This beginning is perfect for creating a strong connection between the player and the game's world of exploration. Soon, we met another friend character, Conifer, an insect who sells map in his shop. However, the first map he sells us is incomplete, and without a compass or marker, we can't even see where we are on it. This choice forces us to explore even more, which is brilliant for creating an interesting and suspenseful experience of discovery. The game demands a lot of skills from the player, with combat mechanics that are somewhat similar to a Souls-like. The first boss, False Knight, isn't easy to defeat, and even as the first boss, it can kill the player several times before being conquered. After defeating False Knight, we gain access to a new area where we acquire a new ability. This, in turn, allows us to explore a new section of the map following the classic Metroidvania styles, where the player acquires skills to access previously locked area. One thing I really appreciate in Hollow Knight is the world itself, which can be explored without the player knowing the full story of the kingdom. The game's lore is told through lore tablets scattered and often hidden through the map, encouraging even more exploration. One of my favorite places in this game is Manta's village, a tribe that, according to the game's story, consists of a natural warriors and intelligent insect species, unlike the other creatures. In that civilization, the Mantis are organized and distant, living isolated in their own village. At the far end of the village, there are three leaders, the Mantis Lord, who rules the place. Unlike most of the game's bosses, you don't have to fight them right away. Instead, you must challenge them to start the battle, which already shows a respectful attitude from the tribe. This fight against Mantis Lord is one of the best in the game, and it has two variants, one in the regular game and a harder version called Sisters of Battle. In both, the battle has two phases. In the first version, you face one of the three lords alone. After defeating her, the two sisters who were sitting join the fight, attacking together with a synchronized move. In Sisters of Battle, after defeating one of them, all three joins the battle, making it even more challenging. The music adds to the impression that the battle is more like a dance, with attacks so coordinated that feel choreographed. After defeating Mantis Lord, if you return to the village, enemies that previously attacked you will now respect you for defeating the strongest warrior in that region. This is a brilliant detail to show the player's impact on the world. So guys, just a quick reminder here, I'm seeing that many people are watching the video but they are not subscribing. So if you want to subscribe at the channel and leave a thumbs up, it would help me a lot on producing this video. I'm trying my best. So hope you enjoyed this video. Following that idea of boss fight, one of the game's most complex and fun fight comes from a free DLC with the boss Trooper Master Green, followed by an even harder version called Nightmare Green. The soundtrack and the attacks makes the fight, along with Citadel of Battle, an example of how to create an incredible boss fight. Going back to the areas of the game, another unforgettable area is the City of Tears, one of the primary regions in the kingdom. This city reflects the class division of the kingdom, as it's split in two sections, one side for common citizens and the other for the wealth residents. Above the city lies the Blue Lake, whose water are the source of the city's perpetual rain, creating an atmosphere of sorrow and beauty. Horned is one of the game's key characters. She serves as the protector of this world and cross paths with the player twice in previous fights, each time challenging the player's growth. In the end, she plays a crucial role in helping the player reach the Radiance, the game's true final boss. The White Palace is an important location as it holds one of the items needed to achieve the true ending of the game. Within it lies an optional area called the Path of Pain, a brutally challenging platform sequence that serves as a final test of players' skills. Although not necessary to complete the game, this section rewards those who persevere with a short but meaningful scene and the satisfaction of conquering one of the game's most difficult challenges. Continue with challenge. Hollow Knight presents player with two major areas designed to test their skill. The first of those is the Collisions of Fool, where players are faced waves of enemy, some appearing in more difficult form than those encountered in the main game, manageable and can be completed with practice and persistence. The second, far more intense challenge comes from another DLC area known as the God Home, also called the Home of God. Within God Home, players are introduced to 5 Pantheons, which require defeating bosses from the game in consecutive battles. The 5th and final Pantheon, called the Pantheon of Hollownest, is the ultimate test, where players must defeat a staggering total of 43 bosses, many of whom appear in more difficult variants. The Seas of Battle, for example, makes the first appearance in this Pantheon with their complex and coordinated attacks. For bosses with 2 forms, both must be fought, and for those with only one form when not enhanced, their arenas are often altered to increase the difficulty. Reaching the final boss, the Radiance, players find her even more formidable than before, with increased health and faster deadly attacks. What makes this Pantheon especially grueling is the sheer length of the challenge, taking an average player between 45 to an hour to reach the Radiant. If the player is defeated at any point, even in the final stage of Radiant's battle, they must restart the entire sequence from the beginning, making it one of the most demanding challenges in the game and a true test of patience and skill. Overall, Hollow Knight is a well-executed Metroidvania, with an interconnected map and many areas inaccessible at the beginning of the game, encouraging players to unlock skills and explore. The game captivates us in a unique way, fostering a sense of curiosity and exploration within this vibrant yet challenging world. To me, Hollow Knight is a masterpiece, with a wonderful soundtrack that immerses us completely in this dark and fascinating universe. The map offers freedom to follow different paths, and even after hours of playtime, it still pulls us back, enticing us to take a new challenge or even attempt speedrunning. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and see you at the next video. Bye bye.